Bog ekipa, dobar dan, dobrodošli u još jedan Reboot live at gamescom 2019. Ja sam Luka, nalazim se ispred Sege, također u biznis dijelu, a u Seginom boothu smo odradili intervju sa Satosanom, game direktorom Yakuze 3. Malo smo popričali o Yakuza Remasterima koji dolaze, znači to je Yakuza 3, 4, 5. Popričali smo što se novo dolazi, kakve su nekakve kulturološke promjene koje su se dogodile u zadnjih 10 godina što je utjecalo na igru i još mnogo toga. Pogledajte intervju, ostavite like, bubnite share možda i definitivno se subscribe-ate jer smo super cool. Arigato, Mr. Roboto. So hello, I'm Luka from Reboot magazine from Croatia. It's really nice to have Sato-san here with us so we can talk a little bit about Yakuza. So first question, there's obviously a big audience for Yakuza, especially in the West. The remastered version of the game were something that was expected, especially after the Kiwamis, which were super successful. How did the decision came internally from their team to do the remasters?
なるほど。まあ今までヤクザゼロかな、ゼロから、極みで、それで6が出て、で極み2と展開してきたんですけど、でやっぱりその PS4 からプレイをしてくださった皆さんに対しては、3から5っていうのがない状態なんですよね。で、先に6がもう出ちゃってるっていう状態で、ここの間っていうところをしっかりとファンの方々に届けていきたいなと思いました。で思ったんでやっぱり同じように極みと同じようにフルリメイクっていう選択肢ももちろんあったんですけど、ただそのフルリメイクを3作やり続けてるとやっぱり1本あたり僕らは1年ぐらいかけて作らなきゃいけなくなってしまって、そうすると3年間僕ら新作が作れないような状況になってしまうので、345に関してはPS3 時代の作品ということもあったので、すでに HD 作品というところもあったのでリマスターという選択を取りました。
Yeah, so I mean in the West on PS4 first Yakuza 0 came out, then we had Kiwami 6, Kiwami 2. So there was obviously a gap for all the players who started out playing the franchise on the PS4. And for all these players who got interested in Yakuza 0 or in the series not owning a PS3, we wanted to be able to provide the whole Yakuza experience. So therefore the decision was made to bring out 2, 3, 4 and 5 as well. And there were also discussions to make a remake like Kiwami for 3, 4 and 5, but each remake takes roughly 1 year for the whole studio, where the studio is blocked and is not able to do new games. So also the fact that 3, 4 and 5 were PS3 games and were already made in HD, even though in a lower quality, were part of the decision that we decided to do a remake instead of a remaster instead of a remake, and just bringing it to the PS4 for completion of the series on PS4 for PS4 users.
So you answered my next question. How did you decide to do the remaster and not the Kiwami? And what is there? I mean, obviously there are PS3 games. So what is new in the remasters that maybe wasn't in the PS4 or something that the studio did new for the remasters of 3, 4 and 5?
いくつかやっぱりあって、もうその PS3 版の特にヤクザ3が出たのはもう10年も前だったので、なんていうかな、この10年の間に世の中もいろいろ変わってきてるところもあって、で、当然なんでしょうね、僕らも当時意識が低かった問題に対してとか、特に LGBT に 代表されるような問題っていうのは今やっぱり10年経って世の中の意識も変わってるし、僕らも意識を変えなきゃいけないっていうところがあって、今の時代にそぐわないものに関しては、ちょっと残念ながらカットしちゃったりっていうところもあります。でただそのネガティブなものだけではなくて、一番大きいのはこの345を改めて PS4 に、リマスター版で移植する際にヤクザ0以降ですね、ローカライズを担当してくれてたチームがやっぱりその10年前の翻訳をもう一から全部見直して、やっぱり今の、クオリティのトランスレーションをかけてるっていうところが一番大きなところ。それとあとヤクザ3に関して言うと当時は、欧米の皆様にはあまり多分馴染みがなくて、これコンテンツとして入れてても全く理解されないんじゃないかっていうのでオミットした要素っていうのがあるんですね。キャバクラだったり、将棋、麻雀っていうミニゲーム、これらに関しては今回はそのまま、搭載することにしています。でただやっぱりルールがあまり、特に将棋や麻雀っていうのはルールがあまり知られてないと思いますので、そこに関してはチュートリアルでしっかりとフォローさせていただいています。
So one thing that changes, I mean, some of the games are almost 10 years old, and there are certain topics where the world perception changed over the last 10 years, or where the studio wasn't as sensitive, or the world or the public opinion isn't as sensitive 10 years ago as it is now. So this is, for example, the LGBT topic that was touched in the game, where the studio decided while remastering the game, certain, unsensitive content was cut out because the public opinion just changed within the last 10 years. But but there are also very positive changes. One thing is that the translation was also like 10 years old, and we got a new localization team starting with Yakuza 0, who did like Yakuza 0, 6, Kiwami 1 and 2, and we asked those guys to redo the translation to bring it to a modern, higher quality and make the whole game better understandable for the Western audience. So the whole localization was redone, and we also added content that was cut in the first time. So in the PS3 version of Yakuza 3, there was certain content that was cut for the Western territories because we thought that there is no understanding, for example, of the rules of Mahjong or Shogi, the massage parlor, stuff like that. So these mini games were cut, and there was fan feedback that they were complaining why it was cut. So we brought that in, but we also fit a new tutorial so that people who don't know the games can learn the rules first before they start doing the mini games, so they have a better entrance and can enjoy it more.
This was interesting that you said that you had to cut out some content due to maybe sensitivity and changing of the worldview in the past 10 years. Is there some stuff that you maybe wanted to keep in the game but just couldn't, or something that you personally all thought, okay, this was way before, let's do something, or was it just like a cultural difference between the East and the West and what is acceptable?
なるほど。カットした部分っていうのは本当にその LGBT の問題のところの表現なんですよね。表現を変えたところもあるし、サブストーリーの一部なんですけど、そういう題材自体を、表現を変えただけではもうどうにもならないねこれっていうものに関してはもう完全にカットしてしまったんですけど、それはウエストと日本の違いっていう感じではなくて、今の日本もだいぶその辺の意識が高まってきてる、ウエストに近くなってきてるっていうところがあるので、そういうところの判断で、カットした。どうでしょうね、それをカットしてしまうことに関して僕ら自身がカットしたくなかったかどうかって言われると、もう今の世の中の判断基準だったり価値観からすると、これは入れるべきではないよねっていうのは僕らも納得してカットしてるので、あまり残念だとは思ってはいないです。
Yeah, so regarding the scenes that got cut, like sub games or the whole LGBT topic, there are partially some minor changes where just expressions were changed. but there's also like submissions that were taken out completely. And it's not really the difference between like the Western world and the Eastern world. It's more like that the Eastern world is more and more getting up to date with the same topics and the same worldview as Westerners. So yeah, in the last 10 years, of course, society in Japan also changed, and the whole topic was more broadly accepted, and the whole society got more sensitive about it. So it's not really a Western only thing. It's just that, I mean, the worldview changed, and regarding the fact if you wanted to cut it or not, I mean, at the end of the day, he reviewed the whole game, and he saw that, okay, this doesn't quite fit in the current age. So he's not really sad about it, but it was like a sane decision to say that, yeah, this was okay maybe back then, but it's not okay anymore. And as we have to change it anyway and localize it new anyway, we have to like review the game and consider what's acceptable and what's not.
Is this maybe, of course, there are other Yakuzas, but this is like Kazuma Kiryu's last hurrah, let's say it like that. Is this his swan song, or does maybe do they plan to do the Kiwamis maybe for the next generation of consoles, or is this like the definitive story of Kazuma Kiryu and they're not going to do any more Kiwamis in the future on new hardware or something like that?
どうでしょうね。まあ一旦は6の時点で桐生一馬の物語っていうのは終わりました。まああくまででも一旦だと思ってください。で、今我々はその新しい龍が如くシリーズを作ろうとして新しい主人公で作っていっています。で、まあ今後その次の次世代機が出た時にまたその過去の桐生一馬の作品をリメイクしていくかどうかっていうのは今現時点では考えてはいないんですけれども、その PS4 に関してじゃあ PS5 に当たるもの名前まだ分かりませんけどに関しては、まあ、介護感もあるっていう話なので、まあ、PS4 でとりあえず作品が揃ってれば皆さんプレイすることができると思うので、新しいユーザーの方々も次世代機に行ってもまだ今 PS4 で出していればプレイできる状況にあるので、しばらくはあんまりフルリメイクっていうのは考えないと思います。
So of course, yeah, with Yakuza 6, the story of Kiryu Kazuma ended, let's say, for now.
Okay.
And yeah, the new series will start with a new main character and will be starting off. So yeah, there's like a certain feeling of completion. And bringing the whole series to the PS4 to like a current gen console is also a step where you say, okay, we finally got up to date. And regarding the next gen consoles, I mean, we still don't know whether there will be like downward compatibility. So ideally, when they have it, the new players on the new console generation who play the new series will hopefully also be able to play the PS4 games on the new one and have the whole series and the whole story of Kiryu Kazuma available. So due to this current state of information, there are no plans of like remaking or remastering the series again to the next gen, but well, we'll see how the series develops.
And you were obviously the game director for Yakuza 3. How was that like returning to the game that you made all those years ago and, you know, just making it new and bring it to a whole new set of fans that like got into Yakuza with the Yakuza 0 and the Kiwamis? What was that like personally for you?
はい。そうですね。僕本当にその PS3 版の時にディレクターをやってたんですけど、まあ当時は精一杯持てる力を注ぎ込んだ作品だと思ってましたけど、やっぱり10年経ってリマスター版作るにあたってやっぱりシステムは基本的に変えてないんですよね。バトルのシステムだったりアドベンチャーのシステムだったりっていうそのところは変えていないので、今やるとやっぱり今の最新作の方が当然システムとしては優れていますから、そことのギャップでなんだろう、この時からもっとこうできてればよかったなみたいな感情っていうのはたくさんあるはあるんですね。でまあとはいえすごくなんだろうな、そのシステム面においても今改めてリマスターの3、4、5って3作やっていってもらう だけでもそのシステムの進化っていうのは体感できると思いますし、最新作に馴染まれてる方からすると最初はもう本当にイライラするかもしれないですけど、そこもちょっとこういう風な進化を龍が如くはしてきたんだなっていうのをプレイして感じてもらえれば嬉しいですし、何よりでも一番伝えたいのは桐生一馬の、ストーリーですよね。で特に3から5の間にそこで新しく登場したキャラクター、新しく主人公として登場したキャラクター、秋山だったり冴島だったりっていうところも初登場のキャラクターはよりそのバックボーンだったりを深く描いているので、まだプレイされてない方からすると、6だけやってこのキャラクターってどんなキャラクターなんだろうみたいな感じのキャラクターがもしいるんだとしたら、4とか5をやることでそこの補完がもっとしっかりとできて、より龍が如くの世界観に、理解が深まるし、そのキャラクターたちも好きになってもらえるいい機会かなとは思うので、ぜひプレイしてもらいたいなと思います。
So, of course, when you touch a game that you direct yourself that is 10 years old, first thing you feel is the gap to like the modern games and the modern systems, because in the remaster we have kept the battle system, we have kept the UI, we have kept the whole gaming engine, and back in the days we tried to put all our effort into make it as good as possible, but now looking back after 10 years you think that it might have been even cooler to do it this way, or it would have been great if we had the resources then to do it this way. So yeah, these kind of feelings of course come up. And another thing is of course that thinking about the new fans who started with Yakuza 0 or Yakuza 6 and now playing 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the gaming system or the whole game system might be a little frustrating in the beginning because, well, it's kind of like a step back, but it would be cool if people would recognize how much was put into the game, how the game system itself evolved from 3 to the point where it's in Kiwami now or in 6 now, to say that, okay, here's the rules, they had this already back then, but, you know, not quite so cool or not quite so smooth. So I think it's also a possibility to enjoy a little history of like game design. Yeah. And one more thing that we really like is that in Yakuza 4 and Yakuza 5 we have multiple main characters. So these characters, as you play them yourselves, you got a deep and better understanding how they think, what they feel, where they come from. So a lot of people who might have recognized some characters in 6 and got maybe curious about them could experience them in 4 or 5 at a deeper level and get a better understanding of the whole world that surrounds the main character. So yeah, so we hope that they have a new way of experiencing the whole world and maybe get a little deeper understanding.
And okay, following up on that, just like in hypotheticals, like off the top of Sato-san's head, if you could do a Kiwami now for Yakuza 3, what would he really like to do with a project like that? Just like hypothetically, of course it's not happening, but just like what were his idea, if he had any, what he would like to do?
なるほど。考えてなかったな。
Okay, fair enough. And can you tell us more about the release schedule? Because obviously one of the games is coming soon, and then you have like from the months with the Yakuza collection. How did the studio decide with this release schedule for the game?
一番最初はパッケージをリリースすると発表しているその2月11日、来年の2月11日に全て3作揃った形で出そうっていうのが最初の計画だと。で、ただ僕らも3作いっぺんに同時並行で作ってるわけではなくて、3をまず移植して、で3は終わりました。で今4もほぼほぼマスターにちょっとバグを修正しているような状況で、今5に取り掛かってる。だから5はまだ完成をしていないんですよね。そうやってその順番に完成させていってるような作り方をしていってて、で、そこでそのマーケティングとセールスのチームからできてる ものがもうすでに3とかできてるものがあるんであれば、まあ、1日でも早くプレイしたいと思ってるファンの皆様に届けられる方法はないかっていうので、まあ、デジタルプレイオーダーっていう、まあ、シーズンパスみたいな形を購入していただいた方に関してはデジタル版ですけれども、もう昨日からかな3が遊べるようになりますし、4が、10月で5が、当初の計画通り、来年の2月というような、そういう、なんだろう作り、そういう計画にしました。
So the original project was to finish the games as announced for the packaging in February. But I mean, we weren't working on all 3 games at the same time because we did 3 first, and 3 is already done. And then we did 4, and 4 is like almost done. So we're in the like debug and mastering phase. And 5 has like begun, but is far from finishing. And then there was a discussion with the marketing and the sales team saying that, I mean, if we have 3 already done, why don't we find a way to provide it to the fans who are waiting for it as soon as possible? And that's why we decided to do the digital season pass, so that users who really want to get their hands on it right now, they can download it since yesterday. Well, part 3. Part 4 will be released end of October, and Part 5 will be released digitally the same time as the box set.
And of course, for the PC people out there, I gotta ask, you know, is there a... I know it's an old question and a bit of a redundant one, but it needs to be said. Is there a PC version on the way, and maybe when?
今現時点ではちょっと何もコメントすることができないです。
At this very moment, we cannot comment on that. Very sorry.
Well, thank you very much for your time and for speaking with us. We really appreciate it. And as a newly, I didn't play the Yakuza 10 years ago, but as a fan who played them recently, I think this is super great, and I think there's a lot of people they're gonna be really happy about it. So thank you very much.